So the current administration proposed a 50-year loan. I've heard a lot of things, good and bad, about it. I'm going to approach this differently. I'm going to go over the pros and I'm going over the cons. And then based on this, I will tell you who it's a good idea for and potentially who it's not a good idea for. All right, let's just talk basic numbers first. If you bought a house, $750,000, 5% down, 6% interest rate, what's the difference between a 30 and a 50 year? In essence, the difference would be about $521. It got cut off right here, but the difference that you would pay in interest over the life of the loan would pretty much almost be double. So from a number standpoint, you save $521 a month, monthly, but you will pay over $800,000 more in interest over the life of the loan. So those are just the numbers. All right, let's talk about the pros and the cons. Well, as a 50-year loan, under the circumstance I have showed here on the screen before this, it's a monthly saving of $521, 30 versus 50 year. So that obviously has a lower monthly payment. It is absolutely an improved short-term affordability tool, meaning it allows you to afford the house now where otherwise you would probably be paying rent. It gives you cash flow flexibility because you have $521 more a month, obviously with the opportunity to potentially refinance down the road. Now, the cons is massive total interest. You're going to pay almost $1.6 million in interest, which is pretty much double if you had a 30-year loan. Obviously, slower equity. I always say that real estate creates generational wealth, but if you're paying twice as much in interest, that's an extra $800,000 that your house will eat in, your loan will eat in of the equity. So the wealth that is created is cut by a massive amount. Obviously, you have a much longer long-term debt. And then the other thing about it is 50-year loans are going to be harder to come by. It just is. It'll be an option for some people, but not for everybody. All right, let's talk about, now that we have the numbers, who this potentially makes sense for and who it doesn't make sense for. And then let's talk about whether I think it's a great idea. If you're in a high-cost area and you need that flexibility on the monthly payment, it makes sense for you. If you're young and you plan on refinancing in the next 5-10 years, it makes sense for you. The people it does not make sense for are people that are close to retirement age because this is a 50-year loan. If you're looking to build generational wealth because you're a first-time buyer, this is an issue because it's going to take a massive chunk of your equity. And if you plan on staying long-term without refinancing, it does not make sense. The logic behind the idea is that it's going to unlock the stagnant real estate market. Our economic growth is tied, a big chunk of it, to the growth of real estate. And that's just a fact. So if we get more transactions going, then it will unlock that equity and our economy will follow. The problem all this does is it creates people who currently can't buy or don't want to buy, and it just allows them to qualify. The other issue it creates is that by doing this, it's going to increase the amount of people that jump into the market to buy. The core issue here is that we have a supply issue. That's the issue. So this is absolutely a Band-Aid. This does not fix the affordability. All it does is stretch out a loan so people can pay more for the same house. That's all it does. I think as a realtor, it's good because it's going to create more transactions. But I think overall, it does not solve any issues. It's going to bring more buyers to the market that qualify. It's going to create more competition. That means the prices are going to rise again like it did COVID, which we would all agree is not necessarily a good thing. Builders are going to see this demand and are going to start to build more expensive real estate. We need more affordable real estate. And it's just a cycle that repeats itself. It just repeats itself. So bottom line is this. A 50-year loan will bring more buyers to the market. But it's not going to fix the affordability issue, and it's not going to fix the supply issue. I think long-term, all it's going to do is push prices up again, and in 5-10 years, we're going to have the same problem. What do you think?